rising of the sun is our cue to get it together and look our absolute best just for you.
Excellent morning to all of you. Welcome to another sure to be amazing edition of Wake Up Nigeria. And hey, we can tell you with our full chest that this is your one-stop show for every single amazing thing you can think of.
Definitely. And if you want to know how we came up, by all that title, just stick around, because for the next 1 hour, 45 minutes, we will be bringing you some magic. Yes.
Remember that word, magic. Something magical coming your way very soon. Now, is going to be bringing that extra spice that we need this Wonder Woman Wednesday.
As always.
Hello, ladies.
Hey, Mama.
Hello. How we doing? I'm the extra magic, just in case you are wondering or watching right now. Wondering, okay, what are they talking about here? See me? Magic. Anyways, how are you ladies doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're
great.
So much to talk about.
Definitely.
You know, I wasn't here last week. You guys didn't even say you missed me.
But I did now. My guess is yours that counts, so say it.
I know you got me. I know.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right, so this is an extra special show, and hey, it's a brand new edition just for you.
And as always, we're serving it straight out of the oven hot. So get your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you like to take this amazing morning, and you're definitely all set. My name is Winfrey Daniel Color.
And I'm Titilayo Onyison. Stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv or on Facebook at TVC Connect, or you can even comment on social media using the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
That's right. You will find us on all social media platforms at TVC Connect. Also, download the TVC app on both Android and iOS stores for unrestricted access to our premium shows.
Now, whatever you're looking for, you can find it right here or indeed on YouTube. We have an amazing channel. That's TVC Entertainment. You can just go there to catch up on anything you've missed. So at this point, let's take a sneak peek into what we have coming your way this Wonder Woman Wednesday.
Definitely. Today on nutrition, we'll be discussing common weight loss mistakes to avoid, and restricted dietitian, nutritionist Folashade Babatunde will be joining us for that conversation.
And then we move on to having a great conversation with the founder and creative director of Kola Kudus Couture. Now, he's a professional speaker, trainer, consultant, and enterprise advocate.
And on relationship today, we'll delve further into the role of self-esteem in relationships by discussing its importance, of course, in marriage, relationships, and all other engagements between human beings. Okay, so that conversation will be happening with Tolu Afonja, who is an integrative life, relationship, and marriage coach.
Now, Adebola Williams is the co-founder and group CEO of Red, a storyteller and co-founder of Enough is Enough. He'll be joining us for a chat a little later on the show. Yeah. How's it going?
Yes, going well.
Man, so I've been drinking all my food.
Is that a reason?
Yes, because it's the healthy life. Well, actually, I've noticed that I can consume more vegetables and fruits when I just blend them and just drink them instead of actually chopping them and eating them one by one. It just takes, it's like forever.
So is that literally what you have for breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Yeah, as of right now, that's what I'm doing. And it's been working.
And
for how long?
This is 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Wow. And you've been quite okay. Yeah. I remember when I tried to do that, I wasn't.
No,
you know I'm just there. There's something wrong with me.
I've been fine.
And it's quite a coincidence because I'm actually about to go on a fruit diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all don't tempt me.
Yeah,
really.
I think I'll
go on a water diet.
So much.
Water diet.
If you try me, I'll go on a water diet.
Are you trying to disappear?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a common question in my house, but yeah.
But you know, I actually admire Winfrey. When it comes to eating, she's very disciplined.
Oh.
We haven't had that discussion before, but I noticed she is so disciplined when it comes to things that she puts into her mouth and into her body. So I've been stalling on this decision. Yeah. I remember sometime last month or 2 months ago, I went on a water diet and I was very disciplined. I was very consistent with it. But I'm going to do that. So if you see me eating food, guys, call me out.
Okay.
So I'm just so concerned about the holidays coming up because, you know, the holidays mean loads of fried food,
junk
everywhere. So yeah, I think now was the best time for me to do this.
But I mean, December is that time where all caution should go through the wind, to be very honest. Yeah. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Winfrey Daniel Kolo, and it is time for the news. We start with a story on insecurity. If adequate steps are not taken urgently, the Islamic State of West African province and Boko Haram terrorists will soon have their camps established in Niger State. That's according to the Security Secretary to the state government, Ahmed Matame. Mr. Matame raised the alarm yesterday while briefing reporters in Mina, the state's capital. He decried the escalated rates of attacks by bandits on innocent residents in recent weeks, saying they were now collaborating with insurgents to worsen the security situation in the state. Mr. Matame lamented that the insurgents who have carried out attacks that have killed hundreds of thousands of people in the northeast over the years were suspected to be present already in 2 local government areas of the state. Intelligence reports, according to the SSG, reveal that bandits have begun to align with insurgents to indoctrinate residents in some communities of Shiro local government area or to imbibe strict Islamic ideology and ban women from going to schools. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has released Femi Fani Kayode after being interrogated for about 7 hours. Fani Kayode allegedly used forged medical reports to secure adjournment of his trial at 5 different times. The former Minister of Aviation was at the Lagos office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission from 1 p.m. to some minutes after 7 p.m. on Tuesday. He was said to have sent doctors' letters to the courts and the EFCC's counsel asking for new adjournment dates due to one particular ailment. Investigation by operatives of the commission allegedly revealed that the purported doctors who signed the letters are not staff of the hospital. It is also alleged that the reference number in the letters are unknown to the hospital, neither was Fani Kayode their patient. The next adjournment date is on the 30th of November, when Fani Kayode will be expected to be in court. And outside Nigeria, Ethiopia's Nobel Peace Prize winning Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says he will lead his country's army from the battlefront starting Tuesday. This is happening at a time the year-long conflict is moving closer to the capital Addis Ababa. Tens of thousands of people are estimated to have been killed as Ethiopian and allied forces fight against forces from the country's northern Tigray region, who dominated the national government before Abiy Ahmed took office. The statement by the 45-year-old prime minister, a former soldier, did not say where exactly he would go on Tuesday. Mr. Abiy's comments came as the Tigray People's Liberation Front rebel group continued to press towards Addis Ababa, claiming controls of the town of Shiwa Robert, just 220 kilometers northeast of the capital by road. It also followed a meeting of the ruling Prosperity Party's executive committee to discuss the war. And that's all for the news for now.
Welcome back, people. It's time to look at the front pages of the newspaper. And of course, this morning we are starting with Daily Trust. Making the headlines here, we have federal government punches Lagos hashtag NSAS panel report identifies 10 loopholes, says it's triumph over fake news, no massacre at Lekki toll gates. We are awaiting committee's report, says Lagos government, and federal government not legally bound by panel reports, says SAN. And that's it. Next up, we move on to the Guardian newspaper, making the headlines here, as we can see here, doubts as federal government plans to reimburse poor Nigerians, cancel fuel subsidy. And at the top of the paper here, we have on federal government, Lagos hashtag NSAS report, recycled fake news, tales by moonlight. And you can find more of that story on page 2 of the paper. And here we have EFCC arrests Fani Kayode over alleged medical document surgery. And that's it on the Guardian newspaper. Next up, we move on to the Nigerian Tribune. Making the headlines here, poor Nigerians to get 5,000 naira per month after fuel subsidy removal, says federal government. Without subsidy removal, 35 states may be unable to pay salaries in 2022, says El Rufai. And more on the Nigerian Tribune. Here we have on Igboho, DSS asks court to stay execution of judgments, says extradition procedure ongoing. And finally, badly brutalized Nigeria needs rescuing, rebuilding, says IU. And that we move on to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Next on the Punch, we have, still on the hashtag #NSAS, Amnesty orders knock federal government as lie rubbishes Lekki massacre report. And panel wasted taxpayers' money with a nonsensical report, says Lai Mohammed. And there's general conclusion in Nigeria that minister is an unrepentant liar, says activists. And at the top of the paper here, we have Nigerians in diaspora spent $2.94 billion to remit $34.8 billion, and that's according to some report. And that's it on the front page newspaper.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So much to talk about this Wonder Woman Wednesday. Yeah. But I'm a little confused. What's happening over there?
Are you going to school?
What's all this?
No, I'm not going to school. So today, because we have the Magic family with us here, I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the drinks that I, pack in my kids' lunch box every day, while they go to school. So
it looks like you're trying to pack.
Yes, I'm actually trying to pack a school bag for one of my. That's Elsie, because she's actually the one in school right now. So I'm just going to basically show you guys. Yeah. Of course, they can't go to school without books, and then. This is actually the adult pack, but then I think we have the children's pack somewhere here, which we use, which I
you can bring it up.
So I'm going to bring this out and then open it up.
Yes. So I've always had that challenge, trying to find what to put into the girls' school bag. And right? It's so confusing every morning. You're like, goodness me, what next, what next? But then, of course, if you have something like this on standby, at least you know that they're going to get something that tastes good, something that has a lot of vitamins in it as well.
Adore mothers. Yes, I mean, you guys think about every other person but
yourself. So what was in your school bag when you used to go to school? What did Mumsy pack into?
I was about to say
so we have
juice.
We have some of the juice. This is for the kids. We have some of them here.
That looks like something I'll definitely like to try out.
And I like the fact that it's actually very handy. The kids can just, put this in their school bags or in their lunch boxes. And,
I had a challenge with some drinks before now. Because the straw is usually exposed. But this one, it seems like the straw is sealed in.
Yeah.
Okay, so while is packing her bag for Elsie, I'm thinking we should start our conversation. Now, there was something you posted on our group, Winfrey, and it really sparked up quite a lot of conversation. So I have the post right here. Now this is from, it's from a pastor, right?
Yeah.
He's a pastor. And it says here, nowhere in the Bible does it say marry who you love. It says love who you marry. And everybody was like, okay.
Food for thought.
Exactly. So... I've actually often been of the opinion that you can actually marry anyone. It's a decision. It's a choice to find the things about that person to love. And then also consider all the things that you don't like about the person. See if you can live with them, because nobody can be perfect. But a lot of people tend to marry for love and love alone, and they don't think of other things behind the scenes that could pop up a little later on down the line. So if, for instance, the love fades, what happens? That's the question.
What, you want to go?
Why are you looking at me? No, you go ahead.
She was running up, and I'm like,
no, go ahead.
Okay.
You've got this.
So basically, just from what TT said, I'm totally on the opposite of that. I don't believe you can marry anybody. I totally believe that there's such a thing as compatibility. I believe that it's easier for certain kind of people to love certain kind of people easier, right? And I'm totally not of the opinion that you should marry for love.
Okay.
What I mean by that is love is important.
Yeah.
But other things are important. So go for what's important. Do you understand? That's what I believe. Because if you think about it, I mean, in the years of our parents, right, a lot of them married because, okay, fine, this family introduced this family and then another. And to be very honest, as long as, yes, there are other factors that affected the longevity of their marriages, what is also important is that, see, because they knew that, see, I wasn't coming here because I was all fluttered about how he looked, or how his voice sounded, or all that kind of things, right? They understood that there were more important things. So even when things got tougher, they could stay. As opposed to now, because to be very honest, love is a feeling. Most times. Okay. No. I didn't land now.
MM is holding back. She's building. The mother of dragons.
Marriage is a very complicated institution.
Very,
very
complicated.
To be very honest. And now the question is, can love sustain a marriage? Is it love that keeps the marriage, you know, going? You mentioned something about, you know, our parents were mostly, or should I say our great-grandparents and our great-grandparents actually, where, you know, they got into arranged marriages.
Yeah.
So what made them stay, regardless of their partner's, you know, frivolities, in spite of their partner's excesses or behaviors that they couldn't tolerate? What kept it? What is that factor that kept it
Determination, commitment.
Is
another important
so
thing.
that is what
really.
So you see, so that's one question that we need to ask. Now, in the context of which the pastor mentioned, he said, "Do not love who. No, you have to love who you marry.
Yes, not
marry who you love."
Yeah.
What is the standard of love?
The issue is, can you learn to love someone down the line?
Yes, you can.
You can.
No, definitely.
You can.
You absolutely can.
But now we have to wrap it up at this point and find out what you think about this particular conversation. I can't wait to hear from you. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and we'll make that conversation continue.
Welcome back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigerian. Yes, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Shibutsimo. You are welcome. Why are you winking?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you. I'm
You're
fine.
obviously in the mood. I really like this energy that you're coming with. You always do anyways.
Yeah.
So Shibutsimo is not exactly sure what she's making this morning, if we're going to be honest. Anyway, I'm just kidding. She actually does. So we are making rice with a swag. That's what she calls it. You know, with a sprinkle of Shibutsimo on it, which is extra. Now let's talk about the ingredients, Shibutsimo.
Yes, we are not doing something new, but you know, as in the new thing about it is just the way you package it and do it. There's nothing new, but just the way you are able to present it. So our menu for today is nothing special. What rice? You are making me to laugh.
No, you're making me laugh. Let's get to the ingredients.
Yes, we have our rice.
Yeah.
We are going to parboil it.
Okay.
Our bell pepper, depending on what you can do it.
Okay. Sweet corn.
Sweet corn, baked bean,
Green peas.
Green peas. Thank you for that. Our sausage, our turkey, carrots, and our smoked fish.
Yeah, and I see we have onions here.
And we have our shrimps.
Yes. Did something happen to these shrimps? I see that they're cooked
no, it's
or
cooked.
fried.
It's cooked. It's cooked.
Okay.
So,
and then we have our plantain.
Our plantain.
What are we doing with the plantain?
we are going to fry it.
Okay. Like a side? Are we serving it as a side?
Yes, we are putting it by the side of the rice.
Okay.
Like you are serving like rice and dodo.
Oh, nice. So what are we doing with the rice? Just talk us through the process.
We are going to
for this
parboil
rice.
the rice as usual. We parboil it. But this time around, we are going to sieve the water out of it.
Okay.
Then after that, we now put all this fizzy that you have just seen, add to it. Instead of using pepper, your sauce, no, you are going to put it in the rice. And as you are scooping, every spoon you are scooping, you are taking all these veggies, which is even good for you. You can do this as expensive as you think you can.
Okay.
But
You can go big or you go home. Or you can go big or you can go small.
You can go small like my name, Shibutsimo.
Oh, what's the name of Shibutsimo?
Cut your coat according to your size.
All right. So, but with this meal this morning, we're not exactly sure. You cut your coat according to your size.
I'm overdoing it. But you know, you can always do that yourself. Depending on your purse.
Okay.
But today, this is not too expensive.
Yeah, it actually isn't. But then we also have bala. You could also use Titus. You could use shower. The shower is actually quite affordable. Yeah. Like Shibetimo said, it depends on how. It depends on what you can afford. You can either go big or you can either go small on this. Is Shibetimo, and we are making rice with a swag. I know you are asking, swag, what's giving it that swagger? Well, as you can see here, we have quite a spread. We have our sausages, we have our prawns, we have our carrots, we have turkey, bala, just a mix of everything rich and beautiful, as you can see, you know, to add that extra spice to our meal this morning. And then we're about to fry up our plantains, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We are frying our plantains.
And we're just going to wait for our water to boil, right?
To boil it, yes, so I can put the rice inside.
All right. And this is more like a one-pot dish, if you're wondering. Okay, so how is this going to be made? It's like a one-pot dish. It's more like how you make your fried rice, right?
Yes,
or
but you know,
your concussion
yes,
rice.
yes, not concussion rice. It's fried rice. You can call it a fried rice, but this time it's not going to be green because we are not putting our usual
curry or all those seasonings.
So it's going to be still white.
Okay.
Yes, so that's why it's different from. That's why I can't call it a fried rice because normally we all know fried rice to be green. But this is not coming out green. It's coming out
white, yes. Anyways, breakfast is coming up really nicely, as you can see here in the kitchen. If this is something that you want to try out at home, do not forget to send in those videos and pictures, guys. We would like to see them. For now, we have to head over to the couch for some nutrition talk with Titi.
Yeah, I did notice how colorful that meal is looking. Chef Shibetimo always has our back with that one. And colors are very important when it comes to nutrition. We're going to be discussing common weight loss mistakes today, however. And we have registered dietitian, nutritionist Folashade Babatunde, and she's going to be joining us from Poisera Nutrition for this conversation. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning for having me.
All right. So everyone seems to be trying to lose weight at some point or another. Well, many people. Let's not say everyone. A lot of people have often made some moves to improve on their diet. But it's said that there are quite a few mistakes they make. When your clients come to meet you, what are the first mistakes that you point out?
Well, I think it's the mindset about losing weight. So it's very important to lose weight, especially when you have excess weight. However, the reasons for wanting to lose this weight are very important. Of course, you may be motivated to want to lose weight because you want to wear a nice dress. You want to, for example, December is coming now. There's this rush to lose weight because people want to look good when by the Christmas period, right, festive period. However, not having the right mindset to lose weight or why you want to lose weight is it's one of the major steps or wrong steps. So, and this is because if, for example, you want to lose 10 kg by December, what happens after you lose the 10 kg? And so you find out that many people, they may be able to lose that weight, but then they are not able to sustain the weight loss. And then everything comes back. All right. So not having the right weight loss, the right mindset will always affect afterwards whether you're able to lose the weight or not. And so that also determines that if you're saying that, okay, you didn't gain this weight overnight, for example, and then you're saying you want to lose all of the weight overnight, that's also another mindset. And then a lot of people focus on the weight, just the appearance. They don't tend to consider, if I even lose this weight overnight, what effect does it have on my overall health? And then you find people going to use the extreme methods to lose weight without considering the overall weight, and at the end of the day, it affects their health.
So when you say extreme methods, could you pinpoint some of those extreme methods that you've heard about that people have tried? Okay,
so that's another weight loss mistake. So for example, you find people eating too low calories.
Okay.
So for example, what is recommended for an adult female is eating about 2,000 calories
a day.
Per day, yes. And so for example, you may want to lose weight and you can still do 1.5 or 1.8 calories, but then you find people going below 1,200 calories. And don't forget that the calories that we're talking about, you also need it for basic body activities. It's not just because you want to lose weight and be slimmer. And so you find out that when you cut down too low on calories, what it means is that you are restricting the meals, the food you're eating.
Okay.
And so in restricting too much, you're prone to having nutrient deficiencies, which can also lead to other health problems. And when that happens, you even have more issues.
Okay.
And so some methods are also being used to put their organs at risk. For example, you're going through a weight loss method that makes the kidney overwork in trying to excrete some of the products or the waste product that is being produced by the excess the method you're using. And so it puts your kidney at risk. And then when kidney is at risk, it's also another health problem. Okay, kidney is not cheap, right?
No, it's not. So I know we've delved into other health problems, you know, wrong diets can cause. But I want to take us a little further back. You were talking a bit about calorie deficit.
Yes.
Now, a lot of articles, you know, speakers have talked about having a calorie deficit to what you've had before. Yes. So now, if, for instance, I'm someone who's been doing 2,000 calories a day anyway, but I still have excess weight.
Yeah.
So are you saying that reducing the number of calories I consume doesn't exactly equate to weight loss?
It does. You have to reduce, but when you reduce too much,
okay.
For example, you shouldn't go below 1,200 calories.
Okay.
Right. You shouldn't. And so because a lot of people want to have that drastic weight loss, they go below what is expected, which can be dangerous to the health.
Okay.
So if you're still doing 1.8, 1.5, and then consistently, you still get to lose the weight, rather than go very low and then you want to lose it just at once.
You kind of moved away from some of the things I talked about in the question before now. I said, what are those extreme methods people have been doing that you've maybe seen in your practice?
Yes, so I already mentioned eating too low.
Yeah.
Also restricting particular food groups. For example, you hear people say don't eat carbohydrates if you're trying to lose weight, or don't eat fat, or don't eat protein. And so but I think don't eat carbohydrates is the most common one. I find people saying, oh, I don't eat carbohydrates. And then you see people going for cabbage emac, everything made from leaves, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, even the vegetables contains carbohydrates. And so it's just like people think I'm not doing this, but then they don't have to restrict carbohydrate all through, right? Our body needs carbohydrate, our body needs the protein, our body needs fat to function properly. It is when it becomes excess that it becomes the issue. When it's too low, it also causes problem. And so we need to learn to maintain, balance, strike a balance, and then ensure that you're able to, put or combine meals so that you're able to lose weight.
Okay. So now we're talking about weight loss mistakes. So what are some of the mistakes that you've been able to correct along the line? Okay.
So another mistake is eating too much calories.
Okay.
And so you find out people say, oh, this particular food is healthy. And because it is healthy, they want to overeat it. And so, for example, you have granola, which is something that almost everybody's doing granola now. And granola is very high in calories, right? But then you find out people eat it as breakfast, they snack on it, they do, and they are even consuming more nutrients, more calories than they should consume. So that's what avocado is another very healthy food. And then you find out people overdo. You find out somebody wants to make smoothie. Almost in all the smoothies, they're adding avocado, which also increase the calories in that smoothie. You find out that people, nuts are very healthy, for example, cashew nut, almond nut, but when you overdo, they're very high in calories. And so when you overeat nut, thinking, oh, these things are healthy, and then you overeat it, it also gives you...
Adds your weight. So for instance, now, talking about the granola, you're saying that we can't do granola every single day, for instance.
I'm saying that you need to pay attention to the portion that you consume.
Thank you so much, Folashade, for coming to hopefully not confuse us too much, because a lot of those mistakes are very common out there. But thank you so much for joining us. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. If you have any questions, we have to take a quick break now, but we'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Okay, so now if you know me, you know that fashion is passion and style is soul. But right now, it's not about me. I'm right here joined by Kola Kudus Yusuf, a professional speaker, trainer, consultant, enterprise advocate, the founder and creative director of Kola Kudus Couture, an indigenous Nigerian men's fashion brand well known for its urban African designs, which is a unique blend of African authenticity and Western creativity. See, if I go on and on and on, we will not end today because he has actually achieved a whole lot. So I'm really excited to welcome you to today Wake Up Nigeria. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here.
It's nice being here, Abby. Okay, of course. So now tell me, I went through your profile and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, so how did you go about navigating all of that to come to this point? I mean, you've won so many awards, you've participated in so many fashion weeks. I mean, you've established a solid brand. So now run me through it. Where did you start from?
Okay, so my journey into fashion started, I think it was 2002. I was a student at University of Lagos. I was actually running a diploma course there. And in the process, a lot of people liked what I wear, which I feel was a normal phenomenon when people dress nice. And at a personal time, it became like a very regular stuff. And people used to tell me to buy stuff for them. So I became a personal shopper out of the blues. So I have a lot of people call me, they need me to buy this and that. And as at the time I was finishing university, I studied philosophy. Okay. So I was already making some small little change from selling clothes and all of that. Yeah. So I decided, okay, for me to take it further, I needed to, you know, give it a try. So I went to a fashion school. Okay. Nobel Afrique. So I did a diploma in dressmaking. Okay. And from there, the journey started. I went to London College of Fashion. And I came back to Nigeria and I started my business professionally in 2008. 2008. And
yes. What has it been like from there till now? Considering the fact that, I mean, fashion is known to be ever evolving. Yeah. So, I mean, what we were wearing in 2008 and what we're wearing now have like opposites ends, right? So now how have you managed to stay relevant through those times?
So for me, I would say one of my strengths that I realized along the line as a creative, I found out that I would say I enjoy creating more. So fashion is an art for me. So, and for it to be relevant, it means you are constantly creating. So I have a very big flair for creating. So whether the trend is new, the trend is old, I'm constantly in the creative mood. So I'm always creating. Okay. So that way I've been able to remain relevant.
Stay, okay, I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. But now the thing is, now everybody, her mother, sister, brother, cousin, uncles, grandparents, and in-laws happen to go into fashion as fashion designers, right? I remember having a conversation once with someone, and we're trying to define, okay, fine, what's the difference between a tailor, a fashion designer, and a stylist, right? So can you help me categorize these people? And considering the fact that now, even with little experience or training, people literally just delve into the fashion world. What do you have to say about that?
So I think the fashion industry is actually more bigger, more complicated than a lot of people think it is. So I usually like to compare it with the building industry, where you have the architect, you have the structural engineer, you have the civil engineer, you have the surveyor, the quantity surveyor, and the likes. So in the fashion industry, from start, you have the people, the designers that come up with the inspiration. You have the people that convert those inspirations to drawings. So those are the illustrators. So you have the people that now convert those illustrations into patterns. Yes. You now have the garment manufacturers. They specialize in garment manufacturing. They don't do designing. You have the people that cut the pattern. All they do is they specialize in pattern cutting. In pattern cutting. You understand? You now have the people that make the fabric, the textile manufacturers. All they do is to manufacture. Okay. So you have that long value chain in the industry. But you know the way Nigerians are, you just have one person managing the whole process from the beginning to the end. And at the end of the day, you can't get the best out of such people. And that's why today you can say, oh, my cousin is a designer without going to a fashion school. Because typically, what I usually like to tell people is, how do you become a doctor? You go to medical school. How do you become a lawyer? You go to law school. Even to be a journalist, you go to school of journalism, you know, you do some practices. But in fashion, people just wake up and I'm like, okay, I like fashion, then you start a fashion brand. Okay. I mean, it's absolutely wrong. Okay. Yeah, so you believe that everyone that wants to delve into fashion should literally have to go under some sort of training to understand it. Because to be very, very honest, fashion is not just about the clothes. There are a lot of things behind it. Now, which brings me to talk about one of your projects, the business of fashion. So tell me about that. Okay, so with my little experience in the fashion industry, so one of the things I used to do way back was I like to go for a lot of entrepreneurship trainings. So I did something with Lagos Business School. It was sponsored by Diamond Bank. It was a business skill competition. Okay. So I like to get a lot of trainings because I feel, okay, my area of specialization is fashion. But for me to be able to sustain this business, I need to get the entrepreneurship skills. And I found out that because I do that a lot of people reach out to me to get this knowledge. And, okay, how do I manage my business? How do I manage the production process? How do I manage the retail process, the marketing process? So I decided to coin that business of marketing, and I call myself a fashion business consultant.
Okay.
So I'm able to help people grow them on their business and how to navigate the fashion value chain.
How to, because it makes a whole lot of sense, because a lot of people, yeah, they love the idea of creating pieces, but then again, the business angle of it is kind of like lagging. Like, I know I like to look good and like to put this together, but then again, when it comes to how to sell these clothes and get purses out of it, I'm actually not.
Even as little as the design process, you just don't design because you love to design.
Yeah.
There has to be a process. What are you producing for? How much can they afford? What do they like to look like?
Very, very true.
So you need to put all of that into consideration before you even start designing.
All right.
So you need to understand the design process.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so, so glad I got to meet you. I mean, with all your awards, I mean, I'm sure there's so much to learn from you, and I wish you all the very best going forward. I know there are more awards coming, but we have to go right now. Okay, so I mean, that was an amazing conversation, and right about now we have MM in the kitchen. MM, what's happening?
Well, a lot's been going on, Winfrey. We have Chef Shibio. Chef Shibio, what are you looking for down there? Did you put something there?
Sorry.
I thought all the things we're cooking with are displayed on the table. Chef Shibio Timo is here, and we are making rice with a swag. Yes, I know. Someone watching right now is asking with a swag. Well, that's Shibio Timo. Whenever she's on the show, she has there's a certain magic that she brings along with her. Let's talk about the ingredients for our meal this morning.
Yes. So our plantain, our bell pepper, the red, the green, the yellow. These are our green peas, our sweet corn, crayfish, sausage, our pala, precise, and carrots.
Yes, and we have our onions.
And our onions.
And we have our fried turkey over there.
Turkey
okay. And we have our rice, which has already been drained already. So what's next, Shibio Timo?
Yes, cutty rice.
Okay. So what do we do now? Now that our rice has been parboiled?
Yes, we are going to put our oil in the fry pan, in the pot.
Okay, all right. So. And then?
And then we parboil this.
We're going to fry the veggies. The veggies. Okay, and then what happens next? Okay, so right now we're actually heating up our vegetable oil, and we're going to wait for that to heat up and then toss in the onions, which has already been sliced halfway. That's because there's so much going on here. That's the Shibio Timo's swag.
Rice with the swag.
Rice with the swag. If this is a recipe that you like to try out at home over the weekend or maybe today for the family, well, this is something that you can try out. Let us know. Send us those pictures, those videos, guys, on all our social media platforms. We would like to see them. And do not forget, you can also become our taster of the week, or you can be our taster of the week. So would like you to participate. We just don't want you to watch. We also need you to learn. Be a part of everything that we do here on the show, not just here in the kitchen, guys. Our rice with the swag is getting ready. Right now, we're going to toss in our onions, right?
Onions, yes.
And then afterwards, what else? What next goes in?
The veggies.
Okay, so we have our red, green, and yellow bell peppers going in next. And then what goes in next?
This goes in next.
Okay. Okay, so anyways, we're going to fry everything up, and then breakfast will be served in a bit. We have to go now, people. The next 45 minutes is going to blow your mind. It's good that you stay with us.
Hello and welcome back. Now, one good hour deserves another, should I say. We've had a beautiful first hour run so far this morning.
So the striking of the hour of 8 is our chance to go again and give you an amazing 4 to 5 minutes.
Yes, indeed. So what's mind-blowing is that it actually promises to get better. So all you need to do is just stay right there and wait till the end to see.
And ma'am, what's happening in that kitchen, please?
Something smells good.
Well, yes, it actually does. You can feel the aroma already filling the air, so much going on. Timo is just taking this work very seriously, as you can see.
Yes.
Yes, our sausages has been fried, our veggies almost ready. Breakfast is going to be definitely late, guys.
Awesome.
Amazing. All right, so let's get straight to it then. We need to bring you what we have left for the rest of today's episode. And my name is Titilayo Oniso.
And my name is Winfrey Daniel Okolo. Make sure you stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Sending your comments on social media using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Make sure you stay with us all through, and if you need to move around, you can find us on all platforms for social media at TVC Connect. You can also download the TVC app for both Android and iOS. Of course, unrestricted access to all the premium shows that you need.
Definitely catch up with our favorite shows or with your favorite shows on TVC on YouTube as well. You can find us at TVC Entertainment.
Don't forget, on our relationships segment today, we're going to delve further into the role of self-esteem by discussing its importance in marriage. That conversation is going to be happening with Tolu Afonja. Now, she's an integrative life, relationship, and marriage coach.
Adebola Williams is the co-founder and group CEO of Red, a storyteller, and the co-founder of Enough is Enough. He will be joining us for a chat later on the show as well.
Right. Now, you know, earlier in the week, we, you know, we heard from a lot of the, you know, blogs and different interviews about Olu Jacobs and his situation, present situation. And of course, it's not something that's easy to deal with. But then just yesterday, news came out that Wendy Williams
also has dementia.
Early onset dementia. And I can remember, was it sometime last year that she collapsed on set?
Yes.
And everybody was wondering what was going on.
Yes.
Apparently she's in a wheelchair now.
Yes.
She can't, you know, use her legs much. And it's just a scary thought that someone who is so full of life could be, you know, at least going through a setback of some sort. We hope she gets better soon.
Yeah, you know, on a lighter note, if she was in Africa, you would have said that it was because she actually stepped on a lot of tools.
So they're finally getting back to her.
Actually gets there.
Wow,
but it's
you
not,
went
it's not,
there.
and I said on the lighter note, but it's nothing to laugh about. We can't say they'll get better because, I mean, it's a condition that comes with as you get older. It's not in every case, though, but we wish them strength and God's
definitely.
Yes,
because, I mean, it's actually not easy. I actually read more of the story and talked about how she has lost circulation in her hip and her legs and all of that. And it's really, really sad. Wishing her, sending her love and lots of light.
Love and light.
Yes.
Love and light, Wendy. We still love you.
Now it is time for some relationship discussion. And today we have Tolu Afonja, and we are still on the topic of confidence, but today we will be talking about the importance of self-esteem in a marriage, right?
That's right.
Yes, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And of course, Tolu Afonja is an integrative life relationship and marriage coach. And there's no one better to talk about self-confidence and self-esteem in a marriage. Now, there's a thin line, there's a well-established link between good self-esteem, that's between having a good self-esteem and a lasting relationship. But before we delve into the importance of self-esteem, what is the difference between self-esteem and confidence?
So thank you for having me again. Self-esteem is actually how you perceive yourself, how you see yourself, how you have formed yourself based on your own wiring. So it's not about what people actually think about you, although it influences it, but it starts from within you. Self-confidence has to do with your abilities and your skills. So it has to do with how you see how you are experienced in terms of your abilities and your skills, your competencies, the things you can do, the things that you feel that you can actually accomplish for yourself. But self-esteem influences your self-confidence, because if you first believe or see yourself as a nobody, as somebody to be trampled upon, as someone who doesn't really have any value for herself or himself, it would affect how you see your value in terms of your abilities and your competencies, your work, your task, and every other thing that you need to do in life.
So you first have to have self-esteem to have self-confidence.
It fits into your confidence, yes.
Now let's talk about the importance of self-esteem in a marriage.
Okay. So when we talk about self-esteem in marriage, like I always have been saying, it has to do with the individuals in the marriage. And when we look at the importance, it's about what is the individual's goal in the marriage? How is the person first seeing himself, and how is he presenting or projecting his or herself in the marriage? So for low self-esteem, it's already saying that you're projecting your insecurities and your fears in the marriage. And so self-esteem, how does it affect marriage? One, it affects your confidence in your partner. And when we talk about confidence, we look at trust as well. So do you trust your partner? Do you trust yourself and even your decisions? Do you trust how you see yourself, how you project yourself? When you do things in the marriage, are you waiting for an affirmation, or do you know that what you have done has value for you and for the marriage? You know. So first we talk about, we look at your confidence and how you are connecting with your partner, trust. Then the second thing is communication. So how assertive are you? I've somehow spoken about this before now. But then when we talk about self-esteem with regards to communication, are you attracting your partner more within the marriage, or you are pushing your partner away? How are you able to assertively communicate your needs, your wants, your desires? How are you able to influence your partner with regards to, you know, whatever it is that is going on in the marriage? Because either way, we are influencers to one another in the marriage system. One of the things that self-esteem is very important in marriage is being able to respect boundaries. So whatever, I mean, you're not always checking up on your partner at his or her place of work. What are you up to? Well, you know.
Boundaries? Should there be boundaries in a marriage?
Yes, there should be some healthy boundaries. So respect it. So for example, you're at work now, and your partner will not always be checking on you. So what are you up to? Knowing that you're at work, knowing that you're on air, but because of his or her insecurity, is sending messages because of things going on his or her head. So there's a video out. I don't like the video with this person. I don't like what you said here, because of his or her own projections, thought processes on herself and or himself, and therefore bringing it into the relationship. So there are healthy boundaries, and when there's lack of self-esteem in a marriage, those boundaries are not respected because of your insecurities. Those are, I mean, three critical elements.
Critical elements that influence self. Now let's talk, because you said something here that was profound. What if you have just one person who has self-esteem, or who has self-esteem in the marriage, but the other person lacks it? How do you close that gap between both partners, between both couples?
So it's first is for both of them to identify and be aware that this is what is happening.
Yeah, how do you communicate that?
So how you communicate it is, the person that has a higher level of esteem knows that my partner has some form of, you know, lower level of esteem issues and everything. And it's to lovingly, in a friendly way, communicate that awareness and help your partner to see that this is something we need to work on together. And I'm here to support you and help you through it. That's not to say the individual does not already know that it exists, because we all know in one way or the other.
Yeah.
So how does your partner help you without you feeling that your partner must be the person to help you?
Yes.
So to support that process or that dynamic, your partner should be able to, that's the person with a higher level of esteem,
to be able to
communicate that
in a really
and
subtle way.
appreciate the little things that you do. Words of affirmations are very important.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tula Afonja. It's always a pleasure having you. This conversation can continue on our social media platforms at TVC Connect. You could also tag at Tula Afonja. Tula Afonja. Thank you so much for being here. We have to go right now. The next few minutes, you don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Now, this is a very highly anticipated guest we have on the couch with us this morning. We have Mr. Adebola Williams. Now, he's a co-founder and group CEO of Red, and he's also a storyteller. Now, he's graced our invitation to the couch this morning, and he's here with us right now. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah.
It's always odd when you call me Mr.
Mr. I shouldn't call you Mr. So just Debola.
Yeah, Adebola.
Debola, okay. So Debola Lagos is a very popular Instagram handle as well. And you're well known for your attire, especially. You wear white and red a lot.
Yes.
I really want to touch on how that branding began.
Interesting. I think about 6 or 7 years ago,
Okay.
I just woke up one day and felt, why is the standard for professional dressing
Yeah.
Western? Why is that the standard?
Okay.
And I thought to myself, my identity is African, my identity is Nigerian, and I'm professional anywhere I go as a Nigerian. So why do I need to validate it by dressing up in a standard defined by another culture? And that was it. I wanted to wear this anywhere. And so going forward from that time, if you met me in Champs-Élysées or Oxford Circus on Manhattan, you know, presenting to Obama or presenting in a ballroom in anywhere in the world, I'm dressed this way as an identity of where I've come from. And it's funny because I was just talking with Kola Kudus, who you had earlier, about this and talking about why it was important, you know, for even in our organizations in Nigeria to soften up a little on when they say formal dressing, it doesn't have to be suit. So when I go to events and I see formal, I wear my agbada. That's my three-piece. You know, my agbada is my jacket, and the cap is my tie.
Awesome way of thinking. But now the colors. You're pretty particular about the colors. I'd like to ask, how many of these sets do you have in your wardrobe?
I do not know anymore. I stopped counting. Even the caps, you know, I know I get a certain number. I think about 20 every month or something. So,
You get fresh ones?
Yes, I get
Same color, same shade.
Same. I was about to ask, your dry cleaner must be having a field day.
Well, I hope so, you know, creating employment. But then I just wanted to pick a color. I wanted to pick a color. I tried red and black at first, but I thought it was too loud. And I used to like white. So I thought about white and red. White is pristine, you know, it's subtle, but still confident, and that was it.
Distinct. You know when he walks into a room, that's for sure. And you've had the opportunity to speak on many different platforms.
Thank God.
To many different high net worth individuals.
Thank God for that.
And important people.
Yes.
Now, this experience of being able to tour and travel the world, have you been able to put everything into a particular context, direction, some kind of purpose?
I think that's what we're doing. I think my life has always been about adding value, changing narratives and stereotypes.
Okay.
And I remember sitting on the stage at the main session of the WTO, where our auntie is now the DG, with the former DG. I was on the main panel, and my opening speech then was, you know, today you see me dressed as a prince from Nigeria. So when next you get an email, quote-unquote, a fraudulent email saying that I'm a prince from Nigeria, remember that we are all many princes, and some of us do great things and, you know, have impact. You know? So my life has always been to go to places, to engage people, or through our company Red, or through the Future Awards Africa, which has been changing the narrative for young people and building up young people, through Statecraft, which has been working, you know, with elections, through Enough is Enough, that has been helping with activism and young people in politics, or through Red Media, that works with companies to change perception and help them expand their business. So my work and my life's purpose has always been to tell stories. And so I have to converge people, or I have to go to places where there are people to engage or use strategies like social media and marketing. So the sole purpose of my life is changing perceptions that build better societies. And that is why I've also, of course, written this book.
I was going to ask, I knew you were going to talk about that.
Yes, actually. Okay, so now the question for you, or rather, before I go to the question, I love the fact that every time I have the opportunity of hearing you speak, my mind, there's always like a new wave, like there's a new, new pattern and all of that. So now the first time I was opportunity to meet you, the conversation of being single and if we're able to settle down, we had that conversation. Yes,
that is true.
Yes, so I mean, now you're married, and of course the wedding broke the internet.
Thing that women do?
Yeah, well, what is that? He's taken ladies off the market.
And of course, the wedding broke the internet. Right now, having a woman in your life every day, of course, very gorgeous woman. What has that literally?
No, you guys got that video.
You definitely did. So now, what has that literally made you see? How has that made you appreciate women a little bit more? And what are you doing, or rather, what have you done to literally encapsulate that appreciation? I mean, I trust you to use everything you get.
I've just been favored by God. That all my life I've had women be instrumental in my purpose. And I'm deeply grateful to so many women, from my mother, who was the first African power girl I met, you know, being a single woman, raising, a single mother raising us 4 kids, to women who I met along the line, Auntie Adesua, amazing woman when we were trying to get our feet in NTA, Auntie Obi Ezekwesili, who was amazing, you know, with the Future Awards, Mrs. Bonali Austin Peters, Auntie Moabudu. There's just been several women who have been such a blessing to me. And I think it's because women have the capacity to see seeds. And see the future of this seed as a tree bringing fruits. Men oftentimes wait until you're big and they can see where they can connect with you, but women are nurturers, you know. And so I've always deeply appreciated women. So I'd like my wife to probably answer that question, if you know how I've done. But every time they ask her, she gives me 100 over 100. You know? But I think that, you know, I've entered into that phase, the afternoon phase of my life. You know, because we all have 3 phases. There's a morning time, which is your 0 to about 24, afternoon time from 25 to about 50, and an evening time. And the afternoon time where you're a bit, you know, more focused, more settled, less risk-taking. That's the only sad part about the afternoon, because I'm thinking of my wife. When I get on a flight, usually, I say, God, forgive me for all my sins, take me safely, and if not, forgive me and accept my soul. Now, when I get on a flight, my prayer has changed. Because I'm thinking about wife, I'm thinking about so many people, it's no longer me anymore. You know, so just that groundedness in purpose, just that clarity of, okay, now you have to redesign and ensure that your future fits into building family and all of that. And then it recenters my love for nation building. My love for her and my love for our unborn children recenters, you know, my focus on how we must have a better world where my child can grow. You know, I've always been about that, but it heightens it, you know. We must have to fight more for women, because I see her and I want her to grow professionally. So there are structures and systems that you must break that can ensure that she benefits and the society benefits.
You know, I have to say, recently, was it last week, you had loads of beautiful school children join you at the venue as you put out a book, African Power Girls. Now, I was like, you're writing a book about girls, but now it's kind of, you've explained a little bit more about how women have been so impactful in your life.
I brought you guys 2 copies.
Thank you.
This is one for you. I'll get the other one.
Thank you.
Writing this book was simple. I wanted to write a storybook for my goddaughters. No, not write. I wanted to buy. And I couldn't find one. I tried for about 2 years. I found one about Maya Angelou. I found about Rosa Parks and Co. But I wanted the one about the woman from Nyanya and Imo State and about women and Fulayo and Samputi, or from Ghana, from Kenya. Stories that they could really connect with. I couldn't find one. So I said, if you can't find it, write it.
Wow.
I wanted to write it at home, print it, and send to them. And I thought, you know what, why not just make it a book and give this to girls around the world? And that was how the book was born.
So you have some comments here from, of course, Mo Abudu, Zain Asha from CNN. You also have Jackie Chimhanzi, African Leadership Institute CEO in South Africa. So a lot of people have also added their
the voice, yes.
their
And the First
voice
Lady
to
of
it.
Ghana wrote the foreword,
Yeah.
and the DSG, Amina Mohammed, also wrote a second foreword for the book.
Amazing, amazing.
Lovely.
Honestly speaking, I wish there was more time for us to
Yes.
dig deeper, but that food is calling us right now.
Yes.
I think
for
what's
it.
important to note is just that all of us must use our platforms to build the African power girls of the future. There's been many stereotypes and many institutions and boxes that the world has created to put our girls down, to make them feel like they're second best. So you guys on this show, your view and all the platforms, your telephone, your social media, as much as you can, continue to tell stories that give girls permission to rise.
True.
And make
We
them know
will
that they're not
do
limited.
that. We've taken note of that. But there's 2 power girls in the kitchen.
Amazing.
who are
I
trying
want to eat that
They
food.
want to have a chance to chat with you as well. Please take a seat.
I've been smelling
Come
that
and have
food
a
since over there.
sit.
And even though I don't eat until 12 noon, I'm happy to break it for this delicious meal.
All
I'm
right,
seeing
so
here.
quickly we have to
got
go. This is Chef Shibio Timon this morning,
Hi,
and she's
Chef.
made for
Good
you
morning.
rice with a swag. All right, so before we move this, we have to move this over to you.
Yeah.
And of course, we
right.
can't eat without a drink,
I know.
right? Now tell us, which of these flavors would you like to have?
I'm a
We have the
watermelon
watermelon.
guy.
and then we have the
Watermelon, yeah?
peppers.
Watermelon.
Great. I'm just going to open this up for you.
All right.
And
Let's do that right
so please,
here.
you also need to taste the food. We'd like you to please.
Sure. Do
All
I
right.
do that now?
Yes, go
please.
ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
great. Chef,
All right.
you ready for my
Comment.
feedback?
Yes, it's very important.
Really important.
Ooh.
So we'd like you to give your feedback.
Okay.
Like it, love it. What do you think?
Delicious.
Hey, well done. Timo, well done. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Ademola
And
Williams,
thank you so much for joining us today. We know your schedule is really extremely busy, but it's been a pleasure having
Anything
a chat.
for my girls.
Ah, yes, indeed. But hey, at this point, we have to wrap it up on Wake Up Nigeria for this Wonder Woman Wednesday.
Let's not forget Winfrey's still on the couch saying goodbyes.
So Wonder Woman Wednesday, African Power Girls.
Yes,
Yeah.
Perfect.
yes,
What a
indeed.
coincidence. What a
At
coincidence.
this point, we have to wrap it up. Winfrey is looking amazing over there, by the way.
Thank you,
Did you see
thank
that
you,
smile?
thank
Did
you.
see that
Remember to
smile?
join us, tomorrow, same
Yeah.
time, same station. Love you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Don't forget, Your View is next. Stay with us. Bye-bye.